Yesterday was opening day in Major League Baseball, and every year during baseball season, I always think back to what my grandfather said. He didn't necessarily like baseball. He was of age, he can remember when Jackie Robinson played in the Negro Leagues and when he got signed by the Brooklyn Dodgers. He told me that certain members in the black community didn't want Jackie Robinson to sign in the major leagues. And he told me this back in the 70s. I was still young and I didn't really understand. And he says, boy, the Major League Baseball teams were owned by black businessmen. And those black businessmen employed other blacks. This was during segregation when we were excluded from doing certain jobs. And the black Negro League teams that would travel to different towns would stay in black motels or stay in black people's homes. And he talked about how our dollar continued to be circulated within the black community because of the segregation. He says, but he knew that it was coming to an end because he told me that black Negro League teams and Major League teams were having exhibition games, and sometimes we were beating the white players in Major League Baseball, and we were competitive. So that talent was showcased, and the whole country got to see it. He said next thing he told me was white people were starting to come to some Negro League baseball games. And he told me he knew that that was a threat, which it was because it was a threat to the white owned businessmen who own major league teams. And some of that revenue was starting to come our way. But what he also told me is this was wealth that was being built within the black community. And that's how you build wealth, is you keep the businesses and then you pass it on. He says you have to understand slavery. He says, how much wealth do you think you can build if you have a business and you don't have to pay your employees? And that business can be transferred to your family members and it can continue to build and that wealth can continue to build for 240 plus years, like slavery. He says that's how you get that wealth. But when Jackie Robinson signed in major leagues, he knew that was the end of Negro League Baseball, which it soon died out because more and more white baseball teams signed black athletes, and the Negro League died, and that was the end. But you got to think of how much wealth could have been made if Negroes would have stayed in the Negro League. How many teams could we have had now? How many jobs could have been generated for us now? There are no blacks that own any Major League Baseball teams. I don't even know if we have more than 2 or 3 black managers in Major League Baseball now. And this is 2019. So it's the wealth that I think about and I understand now what my grandfather was talking about because I'm the same age he was when he was talking to me. I'm 56. So every baseball season, I kind of think about what my grandfather was saying. And this is a different perspective because this is a perspective that's not talked about. It's surely not talked about on sports, ESPN or any of these sports networks now. So it's just something that I think about how much wealth has been generated. And I think about other sports that black people play in football, basketball. Most of the stars are black. And how much wealth has we generated that could have stayed within the black community? So, different perspective, pro or no on the comments, I guess. Peace.